Today, I'm making a macrame fringy wreath, or two. Some assembly required. The other day, I noticed this wreath was still on the front door. I put all my Halloween stuff away. I totally thought that I was doing a great job, and then one day I come home and I say that is not seasonal. We have to move on. So, I thought it might be fun to try to make a wreath with some macrame fringe going on. I've seen some of these around. It definitely didn't come from my imagination, but let's see what I can do with it. I think it's gonna look really cool, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Here is what I gathered. An embroidery hoop about 7 inches across. You could keep the two pieces together for a thicker wreath, or you could make two. That's what I'm gonna do. I also have macrame cord, of course, scissors, and a selection of fake flowers, pine branches, and beads for decoration. I knew for at least one of them I wanted some kind of a red ball, but I wasn't really sure what would look the best, so I felted one set from roving, and one set from yarn. This yarn is only 50% wool, so it needle felts okay. I tried to wet felt it once. That didn't work. I also grabbed some wire scraps from a previous project. They were just sitting around waiting to be useful. I think that they'll help me keep my decorations in place and hold everything together. Ta-da! First, I need to decide how long I'm going to want the fringe. Since I am making two wreaths, I'll make one shorter, say 15 inches, and one a little bit longer at 20 inches. I'll be doubling both of those measurements since I'm attaching with lark's head knots for a set of 30-inch cords and a set of 40-inch cords. One lark's head knot seems to be about a half an inch across, plus or minus, and a half circumference of this embroidery hoop measures about 11.5 inches. I'm not being exact here. So if we want to fill it all up halfway through, we will need about 23 cords. So let me get cutting. Here we go. All my cords are cut. So I'm going to attach all of these guys with lark's head knots. I'm trying to leave some space so they don't get all squished together, but you can always spread them out more when you get them all on. Let's start on the second hoop. I already attached the shorter cords because I didn't think you needed to see that again. For this wreath, I'm also going to add some square knots just to mix it up a little bit. I will do one row across the whole top. Then I'm starting in the center to add a little triangle of alternating square knots. At the bottom, it looks kind of crazy, so I think I'll cut the cords straight across so they don't look too wacky and disorganized. Now, for the fun part, decorations! I'm using wire to attach the flowers, that's pretty simple, and threading the beads onto a macrame cord. I will just attach the cord with a lark's head knot, and bonus, this will help to hide the wire on the flower. Now for the other one. I'm going to wire these piney bits together and just set those aside. I think I can poke the wire through these felt balls and twist everything at the bottom to tighten them up. Finally, I can use that extra wire to attach everything onto the hoop. The cords on this one look a little bit blunt and sharp at the bottom, so maybe it'll look better a little bit unraveled. Just have to remember to check every once in a while to make sure the fluff stays pretty even. The cool thing about these wreaths is that you can just make the base wreath however you like it best with, varying degrees of macrame, and change out the decorative bits for each season. Especially if you don't have a ton of storage space to keep a whole wreath for every single season and holiday. But you could still do this and change up your look anytime you want. These are really cool. I don't even know which one I like better. The fringy one is nice and simple, but the macrame one has some cool stuff going on too. And you can make them as complicated as you want. I was thinking of adding some diagonal half hitch knots to my triangle, but sometimes I try to stop myself before I go too far. These guys were really fun and really simple to put together, especially if you just go with the fringe. You don't need to know any of the fancy macrame knots, just the lark's head, which you probably already know how to do and you just didn't know what it was called. Then these guys can be anything. You could make it adorable and put a little stuffed animal on there. You could make it very sophisticated or like blingy and shiny. It could totally be however you like your decorations. This could fit in. I think that's cool. I like a little versatility. I like to be able to change my mind. You've maybe noticed that. So these are great for me, and I cannot wait to hang them up somewhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you like this kind of video and you're not subscribed yet, you can do that right underneath the video. Just click the subscribe button and click all notifications so you know when I come out with a new video. New videos come out on Tuesdays and Saturdays. I noticed the other day that I have a whole bunch of Christmas ideas and not a lot of time, so until the next video, be awesome, and I will see you then. Bye!